When we think about the Creator, our minds naturally drift to the absolute limits of scale. We picture an architect dealing in raw physics, igniting nebulas, balancing planetary orbits, and maintaining the sprawling, infinite mechanics of the universe. Framing power in such massive terms leads us to expect that any interaction with the divine must be equally large. We look for a parted sea, a sudden remission, or a major historical turning point to confirm that we are being heard. Most of our lives take place far below that threshold. We spend our time in the mundane, paying bills, doing laundry, commuting. When the skies aren't splitting open with dramatic signs, that ordinary routine can feel deeply disconnected from anything larger than ourselves. This creates a very specific, quiet kind of doubt. It's the suspicion that a God occupied with running a cosmos lacks the bandwidth or the inclination to care about the tiny, seemingly irrelevant details of an average Tuesday.
By constantly scanning the horizon for earth-shattering miracles, we risk overlooking the subtle, micro details of our existence. We miss the exact places where care is actually manifesting. Consider that cosmic scale alongside a perfectly normal Thursday afternoon. A woman named Lydia was approaching her birthday. She was experiencing a quiet, fleeting craving, the simple thought that a slice of Italian cassata cake would be nice to have. The same power that manages the infinite vacuum of space is equally present in this kind of hyper-specific focus on a single person's internal life. That Thursday was entirely unremarkable. There were no high stakes, no emotional crises, and no grand spiritual revelations happening in Lydia's living room. Her thought about the cake was casual. It lacked the weight of a prayer or the urgency of a desperate need. It was just a small, unspoken wish. Crucially, that thought stayed entirely within her own mind. She didn't say it out loud. She didn't text a friend and didn't write a grocery list. This created a closed information loop. The data regarding that specific craving existed only in Lydia's consciousness. Because the information never left her brain, any physical fulfillment of that wish would have to bypass the standard mechanics of human cause and effect. A few days later, right around her birthday, she received an unexpected knock at her front door. Her neighbor had arrived with a barbecue dinner, and alongside the meal was the exact dessert Lydia had pictured on Thursday, a slice of cassata cake. From the neighbor's perspective, this was a routine act of kindness. She was simply dropping off a meal to celebrate a neighbor's birthday. She was an unknowing messenger. She had no way of knowing about this silent Thursday craving or the weight that her choice in bakery items would carry. This is how the ordinary agency of a neighbor becomes the delivery system for a highly personal, micro-level interaction. When Lydia saw the cake, the reaction was immediate. She began to cry. These tears were the physical response to a sudden, staggering realization. The birthday meal and the dessert were the physical evidence of a message Lydia never expected to receive. She was experiencing the shock of being intimately known. The gift confirmed that a completely private, silent corner of her mind had been seen from the outside. That single slice of cassata became a physical anchor, grounding the infinite attention of a creator into the tiny, specific reality of a kitchen table. This aligns with a foundational principle in the Gospel of Matthew, the idea that your Father knows what things you have need of before you even ask Him. And in this context, the invitation in Psalm 34 to taste and see that the Lord is good takes on a beautiful, literal resonance. We can choose to stop measuring divine care solely by the frequency of earth-shattering miracles and dramatic signs. The same architect who holds the universe together is the one saying, "I see you," through the wonderfully ordinary arrival of a neighbor on your porch.